watching Sam Darnold, and congratulations to Sam. Sam had a sensational year, well-deserved. I mean, this guy is going to be an MVP candidate. I do believe Minnesota should extend him, and they have to decide what they're going to do with McCarthy. Your thoughts to Sam Darnold this year? Do you think they extend him and decide to move on from McCarthy?
That's an interesting question, because I think you get to see what the market demands. I mean, a quarterback who played at the level that Darnold did last year is a very valuable asset, right? And is it worth enough that you can go ahead and franchise him? There's a lot of different levels you can franchise, and I don't know them off the top of my head, but the amount of draft picks or draft compensation, and then the amount of pay changes where the averages go. One's the average of the top 5, one's the average of the top 10, blah blah blah. You go ahead and franchise them, and if somebody else wants them, which somebody may, right? Somebody may be willing to give up all that for a quarterback, then at least you get some draft compensation in a year where we have 1 first-round pick and then 2 fifth-round picks. That's it. 3 draft picks for the entire draft. So, not a lot of draft capital on the Vikings end. And then you have Daniel Jones, who, if someone may bite, someone may pay him a lot of money, or the Vikings can try to do or replicate what they did last year with Darnold, with Daniel Jones. I mean, I think we're the home of wayward New Jersey quarterbacks, right? I mean, that's just the way it is. We just keep taking these quarterbacks from these New Jersey teams and turning them into MVP
What's
types.
your lock? You can have them too.
Stop breaking, Keith. Stop breaking. Okay, you make me sick. Okay, you like to pick on my Jets, and now you're gonna attack New York quarterbacks and say, "Oh, well, he goes to O'Connell, and O'Connell figures it out."
Maybe if Aaron Rodgers demands his way out of the Jets,
Thanks,
you could
Pete.
trade Sam Darnold back there.
Yeah, maybe we can do that. I mean, it's of course, I'm just giving you a hard time, but I think that over the last 3 seasons, the Vikings have learned a little bit, and especially with Kevin O'Connell. I mean, you start with Cousins, had a good year, make it to the playoffs, lose to the Giants. The following year, Cousins gets hurt, so you're kind of stuck with just a rotating door at the quarterback position. And I think during that time, with Josh, I can't remember his last name, the Pastronaut, off the top of my head, I apologize, Josh Dobbs.
Yeah.
I think he learned a lot of how to manage a quarterback, because he's the head coach, the play caller, to manage the quarterback during the game while the microphone is on, doing a number of things for him. And I think that what he learned that year, getting guys, it seemed like every other week we'd have somebody new in there, but getting different guys ready, and then applying that this year to Darnold, and the results that we got out of Darnold, it's a good process. And obviously Kevin O'Connell just got a contract extension, which I think is also a good thing for the team, because the quarterback position is in all of sports, it's the hardest position to play, and you got to have it. And even though there are 32 teams in the NFL, how many of them are happy with their quarterback play right now? I mean, we could say 15, 16, 20, half or
Not
to
even.
3/4, they give him an extension there, and I think it's the right thing to do, right? He's the right guy for the right position. The Wilf family, the ownership, Wilf family loves what he's done as far as creating an environment, how he goes about his business. He's the anti-Bill Parcells kind of a guy, you know what I mean? And they enjoy that. And then I think conversely, the next big thing for the Vikings is whether or not Brian Flores sticks around. I haven't heard of him getting any whiffs or anything going from an interview standpoint, but Brian Flores is a huge part of the success of this team. And the unique part with Flores is he does so much with so little, and by so little, I mean cap space. His ability to find defensive players. We swapped Daniil Hunter for Jonathan Grenard, and Jonathan Grenard. They both had great seasons, but I think Grenard fits what Flores wants to do. Andrew Van Ginkel. Nobody had heard of him. Maybe a handful of people have, but he had second team All Pro type season. So the system fits. The system fits the personnel that we have, and that's what Flores is able to do. Blake Cashman.
That's a legend.
He was with the Texans, and he comes out this year and just has a fantastic season as well.
I'm so tired of this.
So and then you got Ivan Pace, who's an undrafted free agent linebacker. I mean, and then the defensive backfield was really made up of retreads and guys that I say retreads in the nicest way, but just veteran guys who. So we'll probably see a lot of turnover in the back end of our defense, but keeping O'Connell and Flores together, I think they're a good duo. I think for the Vikings, it's we've got some holes to fill. We got some things we got to work on, but I think it exceeded all expectations. No question about that with this season.